Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to the town of Remoulins in France. It's probably not pronounced that way, but that's the closest I can get. I got to the bus stop this morning. According to the timetable I downloaded, there was a bus at 9:30. So I got there in plenty of time at the bus station and looked at the current timetables. No 9:30 bus. Next one was about just before midday, and I thought if I have to hang around a couple of hours to get here, and I've got about 5 hours of walking ahead of me, it's not going to happen. So promptly right on 9:30 the bus turned up. Sometimes you just have to make it up as you go along. Anyway guys, why am I here? Well, when I was researching things to see and do around Nimes, where I've been setting up base camp for the last week, I came across the Pont du Gard. And to be honest, I'd never heard of this. But apparently it's one of France's most popular tourist attractions. And I thought, whoa, that one slipped by me. Apparently it is absolutely stunning. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. Firstly, we have a walk of a couple of kilometres to the site. I'm looking forward to this. As you can imagine, the French love their wine. There's no shortage of vineyards around here. There is a shortage of grapes though. I've been to a couple of supermarkets while I've been here in Nimes, and you either can't get grapes, or they cost a fortune and they're imported from Italy. Work that one out. Okay, I know it's probably a different type of grape for wine compared with human consumption, but they don't seem to eat a lot of grapes here. Well, not in Nimes anyway. The temperature today is forecast to hit around about 38-39 degrees Celsius. It's a hot one today. That's why I'm keeping to the shady path. So we're in the south of France. It's very warm, not that far from the Mediterranean. I could hear cicadas chirping in the background. It reminded me of my time in Australia. Last night I also got a reminder. I had the window open that much for a little bit of ventilation. And of course, mosquitoes found their way in, didn't they? Oh boy, they had a feast on me last night, I can assure you. I've always thought mosquitoes really like the taste of me. It must be the Scottish blood or something. You could line me up with 5 French guys, and you can guarantee they'll make a beeline for me. Every time. Right, just under a kilometre to the Pont du Gard. Wow. Now that is impressive.
And what have they ever given us in return?
The aqueduct?
What?
The aqueduct.
Oh, yeah, they did give us that.
So the next time you're tempted to ask, what did the Romans ever do for us? They gave us the aqueduct. Would you like some interesting factoids about the Pont du Gard? It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built in the 1st century AD, and it carried water from the hills all the way down to the city of Nimes. Here are some more statistics of the Pont du Gard, especially for aqueduct enthusiasts out there. I'm sure there's lots of you. 49 metres high, 275 metres long. Now this is the bit that gets me. It's an average gradient of 1 centimetre in every 182.4 metres. That works out to be around about 9 centimetres every mile. Even the Victorians weren't that accurate. That is pretty impressive. I think you should go up for a closer look. I love the sign back there. It said basically, do not jump from the bridge. Hello? Before I have a closer look at the bridge, I just want to have a look at this. Now there's one thing I do like, and that's a good grotto occasionally, and this looks like a pretty good one. It looks like there's a set of stairs right at the very, very back there. Oh, I'd love to go up there and see where they go, but not today. It's an historic site. In fact, it's a prehistoric site, and going in there is forbidden. before I go climbing onto the aqueduct, I'm going to explore it from water level. That's what... Someone just jumped off the bridge. What an idiot. Some old graffiti. Not as old as the bridge though. 1858, 1835, and a lot that can't be read now. I just find it amazing that this was built by the Romans 2,000 years ago and it's still standing. They could probably still use it if they wanted to. It might even still be used, who knows? Can you imagine someone building something today and being told, and that'll still be standing in the year 4000? They would think you were crazy. Okay, let's get out of this blistering sun over there and see how we get onto the aqueduct now. That's where most people seem to be. There are steps up to the top. Do you think I should go up? Yeah, let's do it. I just walked past a tour guide and I'm sure he said there were 900 steps. I hope he's joking. Or I'm hoping I misheard. Why do I always find stairs and steps in these videos, honestly? I might do a video one day where it's totally flat. Just for a change. That was never 900 steps, more like 90. There is a marker here for a lookout. Possibly 900 steps to that, who knows? I've just checked on a map here. It looks as if it has a panoramic view of vineyards and things. Nothing too exciting. I'll just go up here a little while, but then I think I'll head back. This just follows the original course of the water route, so there's nothing much to see here. Just what I would call bushland. Okay, let's head back to the aqueduct. The aqueduct used to be a lot longer. There was another 12 arches back there. In the Middle Ages they decided to use the stone for other constructions. Yeah, I saw guys going up, people going up onto the upper level, which is what I wanted to do. However, you need to buy a ticket, and you buy them online, and I didn't know that. So guess where I'm not going? Up to the very top. Oh well. Everyone seems to be going up this way, and there's a very well-formed path as well. So I must go to something relatively important. Let's find out what it is. It doesn't seem to go anywhere in particular, apart from up to that lookout, which I said I didn't want to go to. Yeah, let's get back to the aqueduct. There's still a lot of walking to do on the other side. A couple of things I want to check out, because you can still follow more or less the route of the original aqueduct. 99.9% of the people will go here. The other 1%, including me, keep walking that way. There are only so many angles you can film an aqueduct from before they start getting a bit repetitious. Right, I'm going to cross the aqueduct now. I'm going to go to the south side, and then I have to find, I think it's a national cycle track or a walking track, and that will take me to the next of the attractions, and I doubt there'll be many people there. According to a signpost back there, there's a lookout, and it's 3.2 kilometers to the next little town of Saint-Bonnet-du-Gard, and that's our next stop.
C'est pas que le tout, on revient là-bas. Non.
Non, non, non.
Il faut
Bah,
faire...
bien. Par ici, il faut revenir par ici. 2 minutes, vous avez une vue, un panorama.
Ever since being directed up here, there's an acute shortage of signage now. Although I am on the route of the original aqueduct, or the watercourse I should say. Decisions, decisions. Left, right. Ah, what's this? I've discovered something. Saint-Bonnet-du-Gard, 3 kilometres. GR8, that's what we're looking for. Okay, this actually goes away somewhere. I hope this is not the path I'm supposed to be taking. I'm going to head down and look at these signposts again, because there seems to be about 4 different ways you can leave and 3 finger posts. So does that mean I go up there, which is still fairly well formed, or go that way, which is a lot rougher? I reckon we go that way and follow the route of the aqueduct. Executive decision made. Okay. Like I said, this route I'm taking actually follows the route of the aqueduct, so as long as I keep seeing Roman bits and pieces, I know I'm in the right direction. Hello. That dog nearly gave me heart failure. I was seeing how serene and quiet it was apart from the cicadas, and all of a sudden a big hairy dog appears. Well, at least there's people coming back this way, which could suggest that I'm heading in the right direction, or I'm heading in the wrong direction and they've realised the mistake and are heading back. I guess I'm going to find out. What a funny kind of path this is. I'm not sure what colour I'm supposed to be following, but that's a good sign anyway. Oh, I'll tell you what, walking through the, I keep calling it bushland, it's not bushland in France, but you know what I mean. This little kind of foresty bit, the humidity here, wow. A nice view, won't be able to capture it for you guys. But it does kind of confirm we are heading away from the aqueduct, so I think we are definitely heading in the right direction. Until he comes to this bit here. Do you see what I see? The ruins of another aqueduct. Right, we are heading in the right direction. According to my map, this is the Pont du Gard. We have to get to the other side of this valley. The plan of action is to sit in this shady park, get my breath, and then find out where I'm going now. I don't want to take the wrong turn. 1.5 litres of water bought, and I'm ready for the next step. That way. That's a little bit misleading. I'm still not 100% sure I'm going in the right direction. What a lovely little discovery. Aha! I was actually in two minds whether I wanted to actually finish this walk or not, because having used 2 out of the 3 bottles, I wasn't sure if I had enough water. But 1.5 litres should do the trick. What a lovely church. The church was a landmark. Still not sure of which way to go now. So these maps that you download from Google really aren't that detailed. There I am, standing outside this lovely church trying to read my map, and right behind me all that time was a sign. Sernhac, route number 6, 2.2 kilometres. But we're actually cutting off the track about 1 kilometre out of town. Wish me luck. I'm so glad I was able to get that water, because looking back, it probably wouldn't have been a good idea to do this. You're right on top of a ridge, no protection from the direct sunlight, and the sweat is absolutely pouring off me. Although the views are very pretty. Right, I haven't got time to admire the scenery, not too much anyway. I do have a bus to catch either at 5, 5:30 or 6 o'clock. They are the plans. And to get there, it's about a 10-kilometre walk, but it'll be along country roads and tracks and trails and the whole lot. It could be fun. Yeah, wow, I tell you. You can tell it's hot. You can tell it's really hot here. Back home in Paisley, every now and again we have a heat wave where the temperature smashes into the mid-20s. And I tell you, people just cannot cope with that temperature in Scotland. One thing though, it can be hot, but we don't have cacti. That's for sure. Right, the dreaded junction. 1, 2, and 3. No signs, but there is this. So I'll take that as intervention. Yeah, let's do this. Good news, there were 2 markers back there. One was red and white and one was yellow, so I'm on the right route. I couldn't take an image of it because next to that house there was a big black dog and he was barking at me. And I thought, right, you win. Oh, I hope we get into some shade soon. This is really quite powerful. Ooh. At last we've entered the trees. That'll help a little bit. But now I have to look out for this turn-off, which may not be marked. But I think it's up here somewhere. Could that be it? Honestly, I don't know. Right, time for water and then I'll think about this. According to my Google map, which I printed out, we should skirt around a hill. There's definitely a hill up there, so we are going in the right direction. And we have entered the forest. So I think I made the right decision there. Whew. Yeah, you might be out of the direct heat, but then you hit the humidity. Whoa! Okay guys, I've turned back. I think maybe 60% I was on the right path, but it's the 40% which was worrying me. There was all these other little paths leading it, and of course none of those are on my map from Google. So A, I wasn't sure I was on the right path to begin with, and B, I wasn't sure if I should be taking some of these paths. It's a little bit remote up here, and I was actually thinking, do they have vultures in France? So if I came a cropper up here, who would find me first? The vultures or some random hikers in about 2 weeks' time? It's pretty remote up here, and I'm thinking, under the circumstances, and you know I'm not one who does sensible things, I may go back to the main route, which I know is marked, follow it into the village of Sernhac, and take it from there, because there is a slightly longer but better marked route. I think that makes more sense. Whew. So I'm glad I turned around. It probably was the right path to take, but I decided, am I enjoying myself at the moment? That's the whole idea why you do these walks. And I felt I wasn't, because that was in the back of my mind. Also the fact if it was the wrong turn, I've only got about, well, it's down to about a litre of water now. Also I've noticed that GoPros are renowned for chewing up the battery life. On this GoPro 11 I've got, it's got a handle that acts as a battery and you can charge your GoPro. But I've also got a power bank as well with me, fully charged, and it's gobbled that up as well. So wow, they like the juice. Okay, so as a result, I'm not going to be doing too much talking to the camera until we get to our final destination. I should also mention, when I did a U-turn back there and came back to the main path, I thought, let's have a little sip of water on the way. Couldn't find my bottle, and I thought, have I dropped my bottle somewhere? I'm not going back looking for it. It could be anywhere. And I thought that could have been really dangerous. But what I did was, back at La Bonnet, I filled up my 3, what are they, 560, 600 ml bottles, and they're always easy to access on the side pocket here of the backpack, and I don't have to keep stopping. But when I lost that, I thought, oh, where on earth have I lost that? As it turned out, I'd put it inside the backpack. So I realised, okay, the heat's getting to me, right, I'm going to have to watch what I'm doing here. Now I get what these are for. Don't go that way. So what is this? Fill up my water bottle? Nah, I don't think so. It might be for cats or something. I've seen a lot of horse poo along here, so it could be for horses as well, you never know. So guys, just when I thought I had taken another wrong turn, we're here. It's a tunnel that was used by the watercourse between the aqueduct and Nimes. It's a tunnel. Let's go exploring. Well guys, I was having second thoughts as to whether I wanted to come here or not, because I was seriously struggling there. And I thought, is it worth it just to close a video? But we came across it all right. So I'm going to head back the same way, get back to Remoulins, and catch that bus back to Nimes. Thanks so much for coming along. It was a silly thing to do, but I looked at the forecasts for the days I've been here, and the forecasts for the days coming. They're all the same, high 30s. So I thought, It's either going to be today or never. I made it, but only just. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, let's go through it just one more time.